Welcome to State of the Frogs with your head coach, Sonny Dykes, brought to you by our friends at Texit Coin. Coach, it was a Hail All Heroes game this past Saturday. Iowa State didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. Thoughts?
Yeah, football game that's, look back on it and you go, man, if we could have made a play here or there, had a chance to win, up 17-6. And, felt pretty good at that point. Felt like we had a chance, and then had a couple of bad plays. Gave up a punt return for a touchdown. They put a drive together. And then we drove right down the field, had a chance to go score and win the football game, and they stripped us at about the 15-yard line. So, frustrating day. You got to give Iowa State credit. They did a good job of hanging around. We missed a 24-yard field goal earlier in the game that hurt us. And so there's just some things that we're going to have to do. You're not going to beat anybody in the Big 12 when you turn the ball over 3 times and you give up 10 points in a kicking game.
Yes,
it doesn't matter who you play, what the circumstances are, you're going to lose. And those were the critical mistakes that we made. Had 2 early interceptions that hurt us. And then, I thought we played really good defense. Thought our defense played outstanding, gave up 13 points on the day defensively. Thought we did some really good things, but just made too many mistakes and too difficult to overcome.
And not to hammer a point that you've already made, the offense moved the ball 432 yards of offense versus their 272. So the defense played well, held them to set 20 points. So just a little mistakes here and there. You've talked about that before. So
yeah, it came down to kicking game, and we only punted the ball twice the whole game. A limited number of possessions. The football games now are a lot different than they used to be. It's a really interesting time in college football right now. You look around, and there's very few undefeated teams, very few one-loss teams, very few two-loss teams. There's just a lot of parity in the game now, and it's a lot of it has to do with the way the game's played, the limited number of plays that are happening now because of the helmet to quarterback to helmet, or coach to helmet communication, all the different things now that are happening have slowed the game down. People are huddling more. You have less plays. When that happens, it puts an onus on every possession, becomes really critically important. And you go back and you look, and you say, okay, well, we turned the ball over 3 times, we kicked 2 field goals, missed one of them, was a short one. Didn't convert a 4th down, and punted twice, and that's pretty much all you get. And so you're not going to get too many opportunities, and so you're going to have to really execute at a high level, make the most of them, and you got to be sound in the kicking game and make sure they don't get anything cheap. And like I said, it was a 10-point swing.
For sure. Record 6-3 now. A lot of football left to play, which is a great thing. The players, the attitude from the guys we talked to seems upbeat.
Yeah. Our guys are great, man. I mean, they know. I mean, they know it's really simple. We're good enough to beat anybody on our schedule, and we're bad enough to lose to anybody. And so it comes down to how these guys, perform on Saturdays and how they prepare during the week. And man, our players are great. They're not discouraged. They're disappointed, but they're not discouraged at all. And they know what this team's capable of, and they're excited to go play against a really good team, a top 15 team, on the road in a great environment. And our guys are excited about it, looking forward to it. And I think we got a lot of confidence that if we'll go out and play like we know how to play, then we'll have a chance to win.
Absolutely. One of the cool stats from the game, Coach, Eric McAllister and Jordan Dwyer each had 11 catches. It's the first time 2 receivers have had more than 10 catches since 2001, LaTerrence Dunbar and Adrian Matisse against East Carolina. So that's a cool stat. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. And both those guys played well, and I thought Josh did some really good things. And as I said, that's a very difficult offense, or defense rather, to move the ball against. And
right.
And we had over 400 yards. And the problem is, again, the turnovers. 3 turnovers plagued us, and, a 24-yard missed field goal. And so, that's 4 possessions right there you don't score on. That's half of your opportunities.
Sure. Injuries okay? Everybody okay?
Yeah,
right now?
Everybody's good. I think we're going to be pretty healthy, and for this time of the year, certainly.
One of your other highlights was Bud Clark, who had 2 picks. So we're going to talk to Bud Clark here in a second. But it's definitely we saw the positives, all the things you mentioned, Coach. But
yeah, you just got to find a way to win. That's the bottom line. The name of the game is to win football games, and when you look at the ones that we've lost, we've had 3 turnovers in each of the 3 games that we've lost. Yes, so that's everybody in our organization knows that. You walk around the building, you're going to see signs around here all the time that say we're 27-4 when we win or tie the turnover battle, and that's what we got to do.
Absolutely. Very good. We'll be right back to talk to with Bud Clark, our senior safety, on State of the Frogs with your head coach, Sonny Dykes, when we come back.
Keeping score of your finances but missed the Bitcoin wagon? There's a second chance called Texit Coin. Score big at TexitCoin.org.
Welcome back to State of the Frogs. We're here with Bud Clark, senior safety, fresh off the practice field. Welcome to the show, Bud. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
We got about 10 minutes with you, Bud, so we got a lot to cover. So tell us about Alexandria, Louisiana, where you come from. What's it like in your words?
Ain't too much out there. It's a one-stop shop. You go through, like you blink, you right through it.
Mm-hmm. Family still there?
Oh, yeah, family still there. Grandmother, grandfather, my mother, dad, everybody's there.
Are they traveling to Fort Worth often?
All the time, all the time.
Very good, very good. Okay, so you're a fifth-year senior, Bud. You played on every team we've ever had here. Mm-hmm. You've been from the national championship to current now, and even before that with the COVID team. So what's it like to be Bud Clark, if you mind me asking such a silly question?
I feel like it's great, honestly. I get to be around everybody, just having the energy that I do have. I feel like everybody, adapt to me, and I love it. Like everybody comes around me, and being me, I'm going to try to make you smile every time I can.
Yes, sir. You were baseball and football in Alexandria High School.
Yes, sir.
Football was your first love, or baseball?
Baseball. I love baseball. Like, to this day, I still think I was a better baseball player than a football player.
You ever talk to Coach over at the ballpark?
Nah, I never talked to him. I can't do nothing now.
Fair enough. So what was so you were heavily recruited, I saw, in high school. Why TCU?
I feel like TCU, honestly, of course the distance, but I feel like they gave me a chance when no one else would. Like, I had teams they actually chopped me off, Virginia. I went to Virginia. They was like, if you do this, and that, you can't come. And I was like, and I ended up doing it. And then I called TCU, and they took me. Whatever I had, nicks and bruises, anything that I had, they took me.
Very good. So this is kind of a cool stat, but in 1951, there was a guy named Ronald Fraley. He's the all-time TCU interceptions leader with 18. You know who's number 2?
Who?
That's you, my friend. Bud Clark sits at 15 career interceptions, number 2 all-time, with a few games left to go. So no pressure on you at all. Do your thing, but that's a pretty cool stat to have. It's been a long time since that record's been challenged, and you sit here today in front of it. So congratulations on that. Okay, the 2022 season, your redshirt freshman year, we're going to skip the COVID year, but that year you had 5 picks, went to the Natty. You picked off J.J. McCarthy in the national championship game. Just briefly, tell us what the Natty experience was like to you.
It's fun, honestly, just being able to be there. We lost, that certain game we lost. But I feel like just being there was a great opportunity. It opened a lot of eyes, grew us as a team, I felt. So I feel like it's still helping us to this day.
2023, the next year, you were elected team captain, which you have done this now 3 years in a row. We'll get to that. But 2023 season, not a national championship. You remember that much about that season?
You talking 2023?
Yes,
it was a pretty rough season, just kind of figuring everything out because we came out rolling in 2022. Trying to fill in spots and different things like that. But we end up filling those spots, but everything didn't go as we planned, but it was still great to have that team.
You had 3 picks that year, so
yes,
that's where I'm going with this. 2024, you were elected team captain again. You're another 3-pick season. You were second team All Big 12, and you were ranked number 3 in all against safeties across the country, which is a pretty awesome thing to have on your. Remember 2023 at all, or 2024? Excuse me.
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like with all those things, I had everything coming in for me, and I feel like I had to live up to that. So, and I'm still living up to it to this day. So that's what I've been trying to do.
You've been here a long time. Are they starting all to roll together a little bit? You're like an old man on the team.
Yeah, I had to think about it. I got to dissect it a little bit.
A little gray up top. That's it. I'm just kidding. All right, the current year. So again, team captain. You were All Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week for the North Carolina game. Which is an incredible honor. The season's going up and down right now. You just had come off a loss to Iowa State. Any thoughts on last week's loss to Iowa State? You had an interception. It's two interceptions.
Yeah.
In that fact.
I feel like it's just a journey we got to take as a team. So if everybody in, we all in. That's all that matters. We're trying to focus and make sure we win the next 3 games that come up on us.
What do you take when I tell you that you've been a 3-year team captain? What does that mean to Bud Clark?
It means a lot to me because I have I feel like my peers, nothing slacked off. Like, not one year I was a team captain, the next year I wasn't. I feel like I stayed and maintained and grew while I was here. And that says a lot for being a team captain 3 years in a row.
Sir. What is it about you that people resonate towards your teammates? What do they like about Bud Clark?
I'm a helping hand. Whenever you need me, I'm there. Like, I'm on defense. If you ask me something about offense, I'll try to tell you as best as I can. Probably don't know much about it, but I'll try to tell you.
What's it like to play for Coach Dykes?
It's absolutely amazing. I feel like this is one, none against my last staff, but I feel like he's actually smart with what we do. Very smart with our legs, our body, knowing our bodies as players. So I feel like he's helping us a lot.
Very good. Your defensive coordinator, Andy Avalos, what's it like to play for him?
Oh, he's dog, straight dog. I love being around him because I feel like my knowledge has grown way more on the defensive side of the ball, and I feel like he's helped me grow with straight grit.
Trey Watson, your safeties coach, your specific coach. Tell me about Coach Watson.
It's exciting playing under Coach Trey. Like, I feel like it was a blessing because like last year I thought I didn't know if I was going to leave or not, you know. So I feel like having Coach Trey and actually having him to be able to talk to him and help me off the field, on the field, just being there for me, I feel like that was great for me.
Fair. What's it like to walk around the TCU campus being you?
I don't walk around the campus much.
Stay away from it?
Yeah, I try to stay away from campus.
Drive
Like
when you
nothing bad or nothing like that, but like I stay like 15, 20 minutes away. So
Fair.
I kind of stay away.
Good reason to be there. We'll get to that here in a second. But school, how's school going for you?
Pretty good so far. I'm passing both my classes. You know, I'm trying to keep that maintained just so I can be a great studious player.
Sure. Do you have a major in mind, or you?
No.
General studies.
General studies.
Very good. Okay, and the reason you live so far away, not necessarily so far away, but you have a son.
Yeah.
Kenzo. 2-year-old Kenzo,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Tell us about being a father.
It's been great. He's helped me grow like patience. Like I didn't know my patience was so short until my son was born, and then it just helped me, like, you know, as just being there for him, making sure that everything is for him. And I have a reason now, so I've kind of like been trying to grow out and figure out what I wanted growing up, and now I know what I want. I want my son to follow in whatever footsteps, my footsteps, but whatever he wants to do, he can do it.
That's nice to hear.
Anything.
What does he think about? Does he know what Dad does for a living and for job?
We'll be 5 minutes down the street. He's like, TCU. He knows everything about football. He loves it. We'll be at the house. I say go long. He goes like 30 yards. I'm like, man, you can't even catch like that.
So he's got some speed. That's incredible. Well, we certainly look forward to seeing Kenzo around here one of these days.
Yes, sir.
Does he make the games?
All the time. All the time. I'm surprised y'all don't hear him yelling.
Right. Do you have any free time, bud, in your life?
Yes, sir.
What do you do in your free time?
I just go home and I chill with my family. I go home and do everything. I'm very family oriented, so I try to live in the present, be a father when I'm at home.
Fair. Love
Yes,
it.
sir.
Do you have aspirations to play next level?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to play as long as I can. As long as I can, 10 years minimum.
Has this been a dream of yours since you were little?
Since I was a kid, since I was a baby, and I love it.
Whatever happened to baseball?
You know, baseball was pretty smooth, but I feel like my coach in high school kind of ruined it for me. So it was all right though.
Fair enough, Bud. So what's something you can tell us about you that most people would know?
Like just anything.
Any secrets you can share with us about?
Nah, I ain't got no secrets. I'm learning how to juggle at the moment and play the guitar.
Play guitar and juggle. That's pretty good.
That's my little hobby on the side.
Well, before we get out of here, Bud, I thank you for being on the show. But again, we're going to go through this again. Ronald Fraley, 18 picks. You're at 15. Nobody in the last 75 years has had as many interceptions as you currently sit with today. 1951 is a long time ago, before even me. But, congratulations on the success. It's been lovely knowing you on the show. The show's a big fan of you, and I think you are of the show at least. So
very much
grateful to have you for your time. What do you have to say about the last 3 games of the season?
Let's go 1-0. Beat these boys. Let's beat everybody. But
there you go.
To keep
what
it
do you know about BYU real quick?
Very, very vertical pass team. You know, they're very hard, very gritty, but they run through that quarterback, and I feel like he's a great player. So that's who we got to maintain.
Very good. That's been Bud Clark, senior safety for TCU for State of the Frogs. Thank you, Bud Clark.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Squire Shop. We are locally owned and operated since 1994.
We specialize in the finest men's clothing that the market has to offer at affordable prices with unbelievable service.
We do custom clothing all the way to more casual, Peter Millar, Johnny O, kind of everything. Well, my dad's the owner, so I've been around retail my whole life. Oh, it's great. I mean, it's the best boss I'll ever have. I know that.
We love our TCU community. They have been so good to us. Come see us today. Go Frogs!
Welcome back to State of the Frogs with your head coach, Sonny Dykes. We enjoyed talking with Bud Clark, coach. He's an incredible human being. He's one of 38 players all time in the NCAA to have at least 3 interceptions in 4 different seasons. That's an amazing thing in itself.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I think that shows how consistent Bud's been as a player. You know, he's been a guy that for 4 years has really been a solid football player for us. You look back at the 22 season, and you know, Bud was a big part of that championship level run that we made, and you know, he's been a really consistent player for us. As a great leader. You know, has an incredible attitude. Just really proud of the man that he's grown into, and he's obviously a great player.
Yes, sir. And as today is Veterans Day, Coach, before we get into BYU, you celebrated with the game of the Hail the Heroes game Saturday. Do you have any military in your history?
Yeah. My grandfather was in the military. You know, my mom's father. So didn't really get into any kind of service ever, really, but was in the military and for a couple of years, and so. That's always something that, you know, got pictures and look back on his time. And, certainly not to the level that a lot of people are, where they've had a lot of relatives that have been involved or involved themselves. But I think everybody in our organization certainly appreciates the sacrifices that those in the military, the young women and young men make for us, and it's really pretty selfless and pretty amazing, and I think it's what's made our country so great.
Very nice celebration you had at the game in that respect. Dominic D'Annunzio, one of your 22 guys, that was a big deal too. He was honored as the honorary captain.
Yeah. Dom was in the military when he was in school here, and did a fantastic job and was a great leader for our team. Was one of those guys that was always willing to do whatever it took to help us win. It's been fun to see Dom and stay in touch with him, and he still comes around all the time and loves TCU, loves the football program, and he's just such an outstanding young man. Excited to see what he does in his future. I'm sure he'll be incredibly successful, and I know he's getting ready to go off to Georgia and I think to Fort Benning and begin to do some training there. But yeah, what a great guy, and couldn't celebrate a better person.
I think his brother was inducted, or what the term is, into the Army at the game.
Oh, is that right? Okay, good. I wasn't even aware of that.
Yeah. You were a little bit busy. All right, Coach, BYU. It's in Provo this Saturday night. BYU's coming off a pretty good loss to Texas Tech, 29-7. BYU sits to 8-1 and 5-1 the conference. But Kalani Sitake, is that?
Yeah. Kalani's a great guy. One of my favorite people in the profession. Just a outstanding person. Just a great guy. A good friend, somebody that I really respect a lot, and he's got a really good football team. You look at the score at Texas Tech and you think, well, they got blown out, whatever. That wasn't the case at all. I mean, it was a very, very hard fought game, in a game that BYU made some mistakes and they turned the ball over on their side of the field a couple of times, fumbled a punt early in the game that led to Texas Tech points, and not until late in the game was Texas Tech able to really sustain much offense. It was an old-fashioned field position game, and Tech ran a lot of plays on BYU's side of the field. BYU ran very few plays on Texas Tech's side of the field, and Tech kicked a bunch of field goals, and it led to the score being the way that it was. But BYU's strength probably on their team, they got a great offense and great defense, is probably the red zone defense, and they did a really good job of keeping Texas Tech out of the end zone on Saturday.
Right. Real quickly on Kalani, he was the first Tongan football player to be a head coach. He played for Lavelle Edwards. I want to ask you about Lavelle. Did you or your dad ever know?
Yeah. So Lavelle was one of my dad's best friends.
Oh, wow.
And so those guys, Lavelle and my dad used to vacation together, and really good friends. So there's always been a kind of a kinship between our family and BYU. Just got a lot of respect for their program and the way they do things, and like I said, tons of respect for Kalani. Just such a good person and a great role model for his players.
That's really nice to know. Thanks for sharing. Okay, LJ Martin, the running back. Is he?
Yeah, really good player. Yeah, no, he's one of the keys. Bear and LJ Martin are both really, really good players. Those two guys are going to get most of the carries. LJ is a big physical downhill runner who also is really good in open space. Bear is a young guy. For a young quarterback, he's done incredibly well. He has, really done a good job running their offense. He's very efficient in what he does, takes care of the ball, has been really consistent for a young player, and he's given opportunities to win. Hadn't turned the ball over at all much this season, and I think that's been the key to their success.
Right, and as you've walked outside the last couple of days, the weather's changed. It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold for Saturday night. Do you have any cold weather prep that goes into effect?
Not really. It's funny. I don't think that every day it seems like the forecast gets a little bit warmer, so I would imagine it's going to be perfect football weather.
And I'll probably get in trouble for asking this, Coach, but BYU players are required to do a 2-year mission trip for part of their service to their church, making them about 2 years to 3 years older than most players they play against. I'm just curious if that thought ever comes up with anybody.
Yeah. They have an interesting situation. Yeah, a lot of their players have been on a mission, and I think as a result of that, you have a mature group of young guys. I mean, they're a little bit older than most college football teams for the most part. I don't think all their players have, but a number of them have.
Right.
And they're a little bit more physically developed. They're a little bit older, a little bit more mature, a little further along in their journey than maybe some of the young players in other programs. And I think that's always been part of their success, is that they've got an opportunity to coach men where some of us are coaching young men. And so it's I think it's been a great thing for them. They have a mature team. They're always going to be physical. They're always going to be tough. They're always going to execute at a high level and be detailed and disciplined. Sure. And so that's kind of been a trademark of BYU's forever.
They may be older, but they're not as old as Chase Curtis, are they?
No, nobody's as old as Chase.
All right, Coach. I know this isn't the time to be joking around, but BYU alumni, there's Mitt Romney, Andy Reid. Know this guy?
Yep.
Jim McMahon, Steve Young, the easy ones.
Yep.
Stephanie Meyer, you know what she did?
I don't.
She wrote a book called Twilight that's become a sensation.
Big deal.
Maybe your daughter read this.
Yeah.
Ken Jennings.
Okay.
He was the grand champion and master on Jeopardy.
Okay.
He's one of the smartest
humans. Yeah.
The funniest one, Harvey Fletcher. You and I might know him one day. He invented hearing aids.
Okay.
We're not ready for him yet, but that's
hopefully not anytime soon.
Well, Coach, it's Veterans Day, like we said. You talked about your military stuff, but appreciate all you did for the vets out there. Saturday night, 9:15 Central Standard Time, Provo, Utah. 45 degrees at kickoff is what I can find.
Yeah. It looks like it's gonna be nice. It could be a pretty night and great night for football, and our guys will be fired up and ready to go. And BYU has a tremendous crowd. I mean, a great home field advantage. Don't lose many games at home, but again, we're excited, looking forward to the challenge.
We appreciate the time. We're excited to see how it goes, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.
Another State of the Frogs with your head coach, Sonny Dykes.